Hey, our community, again, this is your beautiful brother. I've been a little bit under the weather, dealing with some things, but I'm not out. I am so happy to be here today. We got to cover some things. One thing I want to start off with, and always thanking my technician. He does a fantastic job, and it's the concept of us working together. And again, that's the epitome of what it is about we as people of color, really working together and loving each other. I just want to say hi to everybody. This is another installation of Community Conversation. We are really trying to build this platform for our community. And we want guests to come in and people to come in so we can chop it up and really get some work done. You know, really get to doing some work and stop talking about it and complaining about it. I do want to give a shout out to my queen, Sister Satara. I miss her. That's my co-host. That's my dog, my riding buddy. And then I want to give some blessings to all of the Black Lives Matter staff here. Continue to lift each other up, hug, kiss, and celebrate each other. I think it's so important that we acknowledge each other every day. I miss my Firefly City Thursday Night Blackout, segment where, I do my history impact because I think it's a real important time now about my one little side show. It's so nice to be white, right? That right there I want to bring back because it's critical now when you're looking around the world and even in our country now, guys, as far as how you have these white and black people falling all over Putin. Putin is the hero. And that has never happened. And when you think about this country and the boldness and take America back and this whiteness and how they looked at the world and how they looked at Saddam Hussein and Gaddafi and anybody else, they called them thugs and bully and everything that you can imagine, but they are holding Putin up like God. I mean, just the other day, Clinton, Clinton, he's part of the insanity, but Trump and the crew are down in Orlando, Florida, just praising Trump, man, praising Putin. And again, that shows you where we at. And we as a black and brown people following suit. We do everything white people tell us to do. So again, I want to say good morning. I want to give a shout out to our women and our men. We're really working to repair our relationships between one another. We want to always keep that in the forefront. Forgive and for our women, from our men. I'm saying to our women, forgive us for letting you guys down, letting the children down, letting our community down. We are working to change that and repair ourselves so we can be those men that will die. Because right now, it's about dying for what you believe in and what you're going to do. One thing that you see that other cultures do, just like they did January 6th, them white people went up in there, man, and they was willing to die. And then you look at some of the sentencing that they have gotten from them judges, man, they got probation. They got community service. They got in their home. They can be 6 months in their home and still go to work. Those are the kind of punishment that they receive. So when we be marching, protesting, and tearing stuff up, the white people be working on taking the voting privileges away, getting judges in place. See, they be playing 3-level Star Trek chess. We running around here playing checkers, and that's our problem. Since George Floyd got murdered, there have been over 200 rappers that have been killed by people that look like me and you. Y'all think about that mindset. These rappers with this little money have been culturally conditioned to kill themselves and not take that money as opposed to buying a Ferrari, all that jewelry in their mouth, all them clothes, painting their nails black, and like Jay-Z and them wearing their hair like a fool. Again, that is our problem, guys. Right now, I am so appalled that these NFL players played and didn't boycott. Brian Flores, we should uphold that brother. There's some things I don't particularly care about the brother, but I'm looking at the macro, right? We got to shut this country down. The only way you can shut power down, power don't respect nothing but power. And let me get to my topic today. A lot of us don't understand history. When you think about Ukraine, we don't understand its inception, how it broke away from the SSR back in 91 and 15 other countries. And even when you think about the history of Russia with Stalin and all those tyrants, right? Because it's always been about money, y'all, the money play. And so we get caught up in the minutia where we don't even know anything about who is really running some things that's going on. And it's all about resources, power, and control. I want to stop right there and introduce our book of the week. And it's always important. This right here is by Laura Pennington Briggs. And what it says here, write your own success story. A lot of times, guys, we talk and talk and talk and don't let nothing happen. How are you going to do anything in life unless you plan? You know, you think about it, when you got to boo-boo or when you got to urinate, it just don't, fall out the sky. When that urge hits you, you make it happen. So it's the same thing in life, guys. If you really want to have success in your life, we got to start planning and putting some things in place. And a lot of times we want to start big, but don't want to do the little grunt work, right? We too good to do the grunt work, which that's how everything to be successful is started. It is started with like-minded people. And one thing that you can respect about the Republicans, a lot of them don't like each other, but when it comes to us and hating us and making sure that we don't get no resources, they pull together and stick together. And anytime we come in communities or anywhere, like what happened to Flint, at one time on the east side, they dropped a bomb on St. John with that expressway. And if you go back to the day, at one time when they first planned it, was the expressway was going to go through the east side. Then white people said no. And when they put that expressway in and like you said, it's been 100-year plan. Like, again, we just thinking about, going to the club and drinking and smoking weed and getting high. We don't realize how these white people work right from day one. So it's about, the haves and the have-not and the control. And so there are some things that we're going to have to do. We're going to have to start loving and trusting each other, guys, and using material that is here that really can get us an opportunity where we can take from what has happened in the past, because that is the whole point of history, guys. When you understand history and what has been done in the past, it's awesome what we can do today and tomorrow, man. Our communities should not look like they look. It's our fault. Our children should not be in the state that they're in. It is our fault. At one time, we educated our own children. They went to the school. After school, they came back to the churches. I was part of that Shiloh church on St. John. We had history. We had all kind of education, from finances, everything, home economics, everything you can imagine in the basement of our church, right there on St. John and McClellan. Reverend Allen was the pastor. Faustina was the daughter-in-law. Deshaun. What I'm saying, guys, is why would we turn over our most precious resources, which is our children and their minds, and give it to the enemy? It's the same thing with what Christianity did. Screwed us up, y'all. Because anything you think about, wait on heaven. Your white Jesus. And we ain't going to do anything to buck. Most of our jobs come from white people. Isaiah Oliver, and the list can go on. McCree, the McCree son, he married the white woman. Most of our jobs comes from white people. And then what they did with affirmative action. Most white women were able to benefit from affirmative action. And we as black people and brown people, we let white people control the narrative. See, one thing I respect about other cultures that come here, y'all don't see no other cultures getting shot, beat, killed on television. Do you know they got an algorithm on YouTube where they will not show any derogatory or anything negative about certain cultures, Jewish people, Chinese people, but when it comes to black people, they don't have that filter, y'all. Why is that? Whoopi Goldberg was suspended for telling the truth. Jewish people, and that's another thing, guys, the Holocaust lasted 13 years. We still in our Holocaust. But Jewish people have been complicit in everything that you can imagine when it comes to destroying us. And this is an ideology. Judaism is an ideology. It is not an ethnic group. And she did tell the truth. And when Oprah Winfrey and Whoopi Goldberg should have their own network. She shouldn't be still coming into the View. See, that's how we are. That's how, and her boyfriend walking around in blackface. She boning a white man when the white man has raped, killed, and destroyed our women from day one. So I'm so pissed off at Serena Williams, but that's a story for another day. Again, the book is freelance writing business, meaning we gotta start our own businesses because we each one of us is a business. You are a business. And we can take our community back by everything that we use every day in our community. We need to own it. We need to kick these foreigners out of our communities. Since these white people don't want to have nothing to do with us, hey man, that's cool. Let's have our own amusement park, y'all. Our own beer and wine distillery. Let's get back to having our own numbers, guys. We invented the numbers. Let's go back to having our own numbers, man. Don't play the lottery, y'all. Stop going to these idiot churches. These pastors ain't doing nothing in our community. Mayors don't do nothing in our communities. The water, we've been poisoned and not getting a dime. We a joke. I went to city council Monday, it's a joke. We asked for $3 million for a black grocery store. Why we don't have no millionaires to give us that money? Why we gotta keep asking the white man for some money? Plantation, the overseer ain't gonna give you nothing. Why do you think the overseer gonna give you something to be successful? That's insane, y'all. We keep asking the devil to treat us like we humans. Ain't gonna happen, man. We forget that. So moving on to our topic. So Ukraine. Now, Tim Scott and Kamala, the vice president, say America is not racist, and there is no racism. This country exported racism, and let me give you the timeline. Back in the day, most human beings did not refer to themselves as black and white. They referred to themselves either through religion or the country of origin. Had nothing to do with color, guys. That has been a construct created by white devils. And again, let's be clear. When you think about Russia, what it was at one time, the inception of that Slavic state, because remember, people migrated out of Africa. Everybody come from Africa. Everybody come from black skin. So they migrated, turned white mindset, white values, white culture, be that as it may, but they are our sisters and brothers. And then in 91, the breakup of the Soviet Union, right? And so what's going on now, you got a lot of our African brothers and sisters run to Ukraine because it's a cheaper. One thing people don't know about Ukraine, guys, it was the most populous country that broke up from the Soviet Union and the most industrialized. And the West broke up in there, y'all. And you talking about investment and capitalism that was built, that has been used up in Ukraine. Listen, a reporter was like, oh, this is not supposed to be happening. These are Europeans. The Europeans fighting one another. Look at this baby. Look at this mother. Look at this. This is not supposed. This is not what, that's what Arab people do. That's what them other African people do. This is Europe. We don't do this. When you think about the history of Europeans, they always have been savages. When you go back to the Vikings and the Crusades, those were white people killing white people in the name of Jewish people hating Jesus. Jewish people killed Jesus. Don't respect Jesus. I mean, if you understand that story, and all that comes from African diaspora understanding, right, that they stole. So a lot of times we don't even know. We are behaving and acting out in behaviors that we have no clue. But let me get back to my topic. There are over 16,000, get this, there are over 16,000 Africans in Ukraine. Many of them are over there studying, bought into the lie. And now they are seeing that they are less than animals, right? Even animals are getting on the train. They are kicking Africans off the train and making sure they dogs get on the train, y'all. Y'all think of that mindset. I'm talking about this is the police force kicking those Africans, and them Africans are crying and boo-hooing and all that kind of stuff, because they had bought into the lie that they have been accepted into a society. And many of them Ukrainians, listen, they some neo-Nazis for real. They ain't no joke, y'all. what's going on over there? They not playing. And we the one playing. And one thing I like about the Ukrainians, this one I respect. Man, did y'all see some of them Ukrainians laying down in front of them tanks? They picking up arms. When have we ever picked up arms and went back in Simi Valley when they beat Rodney King and they changed the verdict? They changed the vineyard to that police community. We didn't go up in that community and kill them white devils. When are we going to stop allowing our children, young people, girls, boys? That's why our community don't respect us. We won't fight back. It's time to fight back. There have been more black and brown people killed by the police since George Floyd. Y'all think about this, man. That Arbery case, there were 3 prosecutors that lied, man, and tried to cover it up, and they almost got away with it. And then you think about the police supposed to wear a body camera, right? And they still say what you see on the camera is not true. So what they want, now you got somebody, you paying somebody tax dollars. They supposed to be this upstanding officer, and he lying. Y'all think about how corrupt policing was started to catch, control, and make sure that white property and white people were protected. It was developed to kill and hunt down slaves, and it still is doing it today. I don't care if you're a so-called athlete, and I'm sick of you athletes. Y'all cowards. Y'all gonna be playing in the Super Bowl, and you got Snoop Dogg and Mary J. Blige and them, Jay-Z and them. They are garbage. They are despicable, because there's no way in the world we supposed to be continue to entertain these devils. And yeah, y'all can say it's about the bag. You Negroes that live out in Grand Blanc, you Negroes that work for white people, you Negroes that want to maintain your level of income. What is it that you give your soul, right? So you saying you got your Mercedes, you got your $400,000 and $500,000 house, right? You going to Disneyland, right? You doing all, you don't even go to Africa, you go to Europe. You don't even vacation in Africa, right? Don't want to be black at all, right? Thumbs up. But you're going to make sure you continue to put your money and celebrate the white man. You do everything the white man tell you to, because 500 years, that's been your only teacher and trainer. Every school application has been white-centered. Everything you do in your culture, to even your own culture. That's why I love Tupac. Y'all say what you want to say. Tupac wasn't buying it. There's some things that was interesting about the brother that he needed some work on. But the bottom line, he had an understanding about standing up and being a real man. A lot of these laws, policies, and procedures are designed to protect white people. They are not designed for us. At no time, when them white people ran up in the Capitol, and what they do in 943 states, changing the voting rights, and we keep sitting in the back, don't even want to get involved, right? We're going to say Ukraine and all this stuff, it doesn't matter. We in Flint, we got Black Lives Matter Flint. We have very, very few people coming down here that want to support this work. Don't nobody want to be black. Nobody want to be black, man. They don't want, you think about Fred Tucker. I mean, this is what pisses me off, man. We done had some warriors here. We done had some warrior sisters here that done come out of Flint. Woodrow Stanley just died. Some pit bulls. Lock, shake, and drop, right? And we all cowards. We all complicit. Now we running. You got Miller running. You got all these preachers getting ready to retire. They running. You got Poindexters and all these preachers suck the blood up out of the church, suck the blood up out of the people. And all we do every Sunday, even if it's on Zoom or you go to church, you do communion. You involved in cannibalism, right? This is the bread. This is the blood. You're gonna drink the blood of some human being, right? And then you're gonna eat a cracker in remembrance of what, guys? We ain't no heaven on this planet. We ain't experiencing nothing where we are being treated dignifiedly like we are human beings. And again, we allow ourselves to be misused and mistreated. So back to the 9th and the 12th century, when you think about you know, the breakup of and Stalin and the origin of Russia. And again, it is purely white. It is purely Slavic. And again, when you think about the machination of history and thousands of years and how people have been cut off to Siberia, you know, and you think about how cold it is over there. So this is the real play that they playing, guys. This is the move. And as I said, you know, you got 16,000 Africans, you know, that they may all die because them white people don't care nothing about them. And then most of the African countries don't have the power to go up in there and get their people, right? So who gonna help get those Africans out of there? I think it's part of the course. Many of them women and children are going to die. The white people don't care about black people dying, just like in this country. But this is the real thing, guys, what's going on. This is how they played it. You remember when they killed Gaddafi, Saddam Hussein, and the African continent, not country, 54 countries, but the continent, have most of that continent for thousands of years have had all of the minerals that most of these European countries continue to steal and rape. And what's going on now? The play. This is the play. They cut the black countries out of the oil and natural gas alone, and they tricked the Muslim country, right? Those that got nuclear capability, right? Because when you think about OPEC, they play that game, right? They trick them, right? Because the power that Russia got, all of Europe, gas and natural gas come through Russia. Drop the mic and walk off the stage. All of it, y'all. And right now, what OPEC is doing, right? So you got OPEC. They can pump more gas, but they're not going to do it, right? Because they want barrels of gas to be high because it keeps them making money, right? War is business. We were in Afghanistan for 20 years, guys. Spent $5 trillion, but won't spend a dime in the black community. Before that, Russia was in Afghanistan because it's about the dope, it's about the poppy. Y'all don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. It's about the dope, y'all, the poppy plant. So Russia was in Afghanistan for 20 years. Did not subdue those people. We the only one cowards. We'll get shot. A brother or sister of ours will get shot and killed by the police, and not one police is dead. Kyle Rittenhouse is still alive. George Zimmerman is still alive. That's unacceptable. They should be dead. I'm sick of this. I'm 65 years old. I had no idea I'd be living in this garbage. And then what my grandkids and great-grandkids, I mean, it's almost a hit. Because they are under a delusion of conclusion. They have been extremely uneducated, misguided, and materialized. So any disruption that's getting ready to happen, especially in America, because now they're going to hit the gas, guys. They are manipulating and raising gas prices in this country when they don't have to. All that's a gain for the stock market. All that's a gain for the 1%. And who suffer? The poor suffer. Because $4, I was in Detroit last night, y'all. Gas was $4.50 in Detroit last night on the east side. Then I was on the west side. I was on the side of town on Wade Street, on Ward Street. I had never been over there before, y'all, off of Joy. Off of Joy, man. And, man, I remember back in the day, Puritan, all that area over there, man, was man, it used to be jazz clubs, gambling joints, prostitution. I mean, but you know, we even in that insanity, there was some community. You know, that's what was so beautiful about growing up in the 60s and 70s, man. Even though we was piecing our lives together and our culture together, we was together because we had to be together. Then white people weren't letting us go out there and be in Dearborn or Grosse Pointe, right? We had to be with Bubba and Malik, right? We had to be with Michelle and Belinda, right? We couldn't run up in Kim Kardashian, all that fake vagina. You know, that's what we want to do. You know, again, we just want to be white. But back to my point about, you know, Somalia and all those African countries have all that oil. So they don't want Iran and Iraq, y'all. And they got vast amounts of oil, right? But they control they oil is capped, right? They can't even put their oil on the market. They have some of them countries have more oil than Russia. Y'all see how it's played, guys. This is how it's played. And so when you think about what's going on, we get caught up in the lives on television and video and don't realize what's really going on. Wars of business. Power don't respect none but power. And so when you think about what's going on, everybody is up in arms about what they see on the image of these African students that chose to go to this country to get this cheaper education as they're coming to the States, going through all this change. Because you know what Donald Trump said? He said shithole countries, right? So they don't want to come to America because they're afraid to come to America because they know, you know, America treats them worse than, you know, they're treated in other parts of the world. And again, it's that exportation of hatred of Black people. And what is going to have to happen again? Because there's got to be some things that's got to happen. You know, a lot of people are talking about this is World War III. You know, we have been in a cybersecurity war for the last 15 years. Don't get it twisted, guys. That internet, and y'all think about that, man. You know, all that is thousands of years old. The basics of the technology has been here. And you think about time, even when you think about the Industrial Revolution, even when you think about oil and rubber, you know, oil and rubber were perfected and started with Black and brown people, right? And so often, because we don't know our history, and because we didn't value diamonds and gold, we value relationships and family, right? That came first. Now what we value a car, a pair of glasses. You got on a pair of glasses that cost $1,000. Floyd Mayweather is bragging about he has several homes around the world and 10 and 15 cars in each one of these homes. And he's bragging about how he's connected with casinos and real estate. And, you know, his girlfriend or his wife, they're not married no more, but girlfriend, she had on a ring. He was on I Am Athlete. She had on a ring that was cost $1 million. She had on a ring that Black Africans died mining, and it was supposedly worth $1 million. That same ring, if you take it and try to sell it back to some white people, they're gonna give you maybe $1,000, right? Because the value of it, this right here, this piece of paper, like it's whatever. The value is placed on it by our mindset because it's intrinsic. It really don't have no real value. It's just human beings. I was talking to Dewan, our president, the other day. He talking about some purple jeans. I ain't never heard of no purple jeans. Black people buying purple jeans cost $1,000. Who do that? You poor, and you gonna buy some purple jeans that cost $1,000? And then we jealous of each other. So I want to rob you. I'm jealous of you, right? So I'm jealous of you, so I'm going to rob you. Or I'm going to hate on you because you got a little bit more than me. So I live in Grand Blanc and Flushing, right? So I say those Negroes or those niggas down there in Flint, right? They don't want them, right? So you turn your nose up at your cousin, right? You know, I got a truck, right? And, you know, I got a truck, guys. And white people destroy my truck. Here's a picture of my truck. White people look at my truck. Black people look at my truck. They did this out in Clyde, my ex-wife's house, right? I rode around with it about 2 or 3 weeks. Police stopped me. State police stopped me. Sir, I told them what happened. Would you come? You can't do that. I said, this is my truck. Are you arresting me? Well, sir, are you arresting me? Well, no. Okay, I gotta go. And again, this is what white people do. Look at this. Who is this? Who is that right there? That's Emmett Till, right? So you look at these people, and you got Serena Williams and all these people. Who is this? Who's that right there? See that man right there? That's Corporal Garrett, right? You see those lashes on his back? That's Corporal Garrett, right? That's doing the Civil War, y'all. You see this? This is how they did. They lynch us. They got manacles over our mouth, right? They got manacles over this sister because this is like Harriet Tubman, Sojourner Truth, right? This is like Nikki Giovanni, right? This is like if we want to be honest, E. Hill Deloney. Women that's gonna stand up. This is a representation of my mother. Donna Roberts wasn't no joke. Pit Bull, right? She brought the energy to the power brokers, right? She's just a lady along with other ladies on the St. John area. Look at these men and children chained up. This is what they do to us, and they still doing to us. Just because you driving a Lexus that you can't afford, this is what they do to us. They ain't stopped. And then you Negroes that you think you done made it, you the 1%ers, right? And got the nerve to talk about somebody else. This is what they do. And until we decide to own our own and come back home, nothing is going to change, guys. That's why our children don't respect us. That's why no culture in this country respect black people, y'all. When you go to Chinatown, when you go to Korean town, Thai town, even when you go up in New York, man, Jamaican, the different Haiti, the different areas up in them barrels, y'all, they got a different mindset, man. Them police ain't kicking in no doors up there, y'all. They ain't kicking in no doors up there in Clarkston, man. In Brighton and Novi. They don't go in and kick in no doors, and them white people do more dope, more drugs, more raping, more stealing than black people ever have in this country. Because they got more access to do it. When you think about Enron, and that's just one. When you think of and then like that, I'm talking to this good lady, and I just got so pissed with her. She's gonna talk about Mercantile Bank and Wells Fargo and J.P. Morgan and them. All of them were complicit in the slave trade. All of them companies got their money from insurance slave ships coming in here before they start breeding us. Motherfucker. The word motherfucker, or that come from black men fucking their mothers and sisters, being forced to fuck and have sex with their mothers and sisters and their daughters. That's what white people made us do. Don't get it twisted. That's why we so screwed up. They had plantations, sex plantations, where these white plantation owners were having men, and you call breaking a buck. So they would get a big black mandingo to fuck another black man in his butt. And that's what the white men love. And that's what they did. And that's what they're doing today. And that's what we're doing too. We have everything we do what they do. We allow them to take our music. We allow them to take our souls. We play basketball. We play NCAA basketball. We play NFL ball while they cutting off our balls. And most of them guys, 5 years after in the league, don't have nothing. Their bodies are tore up. And then you think about, you got the 1% making money, but a roster of 53, and then a traveling roster of 90 men. Most of the guys on the football team are getting less than $4,000 a week. Most of the people on the football team are getting less than $4,000 a week. Now get real, guys. After you done destroyed your body and your mind, and the NFL is so nasty, they had a program where they white men and white people were getting treated differently in their health care. With that CT, they were getting where they had already said that black in the NFL, this came out. Will Smith played a part of the African scientists that discovered this and found out that the NFL was complicit in making sure that those black men were not receiving the health care they should, because they were already said medically that they were less intelligent, and the white players were getting better health care. Again, The NFL is a non-profit organization. It pays no taxes. The NFL is a non-profit and makes $16 billion a year, y'all. Make it make sense, man. Why are we doing this? One thing that Dr. King did, they showed us. That's why history is our only power, guys, is boycotting. We got to shut it down. And the sad part about what's getting ready to happen, they're going to make this getting ready, it's going to hit us. How many of y'all can pay $5 a gallon for gas? Tell me. How many of y'all got a union? They destroyed the union, right to work state. Destroyed the union, y'all. Who is going to collective bargaining like the Teamsters? The Teamsters could shut things down. Jimmy Hoffa shut it down, man, like the mafia. And we so complicit because we are scared of white people, but we'll kill each other. We won't kill these white people that's killing us. We'll suck their dicks, suck their pussies. That's all we'll do, right? We just want to be white. And I'm so tired of these house Negroes, these pastors, these snakes in the pulpit. What has Flint, how has black community moved in Flint? What has moved in Flint? How have we benefited? They refurbished the Capitol Theater, y'all. They built a new school in less than a year and a half, and they still haven't built the Old Man Temple, y'all. That's a travesty. It go to show you Burston. If they really wanted to put some money in Burston, Burston would be a new building, and it would have skating rink, indoor-outdoor, swimming pool. It would have the best weight center and health care center that you can imagine on that property down there. Right now, why do we don't have a new school built for our children in Flint, Michigan? Why, guys? Because we have no leadership downtown at the city council. As brilliant as Eric Mays is, he's unacceptable. Do y'all know back in the day, Eric Mays created a detergent? He created, out of his own mind, a cleansing solvent and went to Hamady and had it, and he was selling it. Hamady, which is Kroger's, they were selling it, and this man that show you how smart Eric Mays is. I got much respect for Eric Mays, but I got some real issues with him because his behavior is unacceptable. We were down there dealing with them the other day, Monday. We were down there from 5:30 to 10 o'clock, and they did not address the North End food market because Worthing and Murphy had to be escorted out by the police for parliamentary procedures. Parliamentary procedures, right? If you get up without permission, guys, we got some real issues here in Flint. And people are dying. People don't want to live the way they live in here in Flint. If you go down on Fall Street by Selby, man, Beecher, over the east side, if you go on Jackson and Genesee and Taylor, just ride around Flint, guys. Flint looks hopeless. And you wonder why our babies are acting the way they're acting, y'all. Our babies don't feel they got a future. Y'all, you know why people kill each other like rats and like roaches? What I gotta live for? All I'm gonna do at 12 years old or 14 or 15 years old is fuck. I ain't got nothing else to do with my private part, right? I don't have no education. My family poor. I don't have no relationship with my grandparents, nothing like that. I'm totally broken. So I got this little penis in this vagina. That's the only thing I can control. I can't control nothing else. I control my hair. So I'm not gonna comb my hair. Then I'm gonna wear my pants where you see my short. I'm a sag. Please, I don't understand that. Then the young girls gonna be half naked, right? Beautiful, our beautiful sisters. But they got the Dracula nails. They got the eyelashes that's bumping. You know, you got eyelashes so long, you hitting the ceiling of the school, or your eyelashes is out to here. What? And then you got blonde hair. I'm so sick of black women in blonde hair. If I had it my way, man, man, if I was 20 years old, man, I'd be praying to God to let me, go back to be 20. Man, what I would do, man, to a lot of people, man, I would be, man, yeah, they probably had me on the news. They'd be looking for me, but I would be a ninja, right? Because I go to Russia. I go to, all these other countries, right? So I get my real training, right? So I'd be in the shadows, right? Because ain't no way in the world I'd be letting these officers or George Zimmerman walk away. Ain't no way in the world officer will kill a black Cassandra Brand and be able to go home and eat a hamburger with his family and fuck his wife. Ain't gonna happen on my watch. You gotta pay, right? If you kill me, holler. Like y'all eye for eye, that's how y'all roll. Your God is money. That's what happened, right? And again, I don't even have to know the person personally, right? It's just the act of violating a human body, right? And that's what's going on. Power, if we start killing like they killing, a lot of killing will stop. They respect killing. You see what they did on January the 6th, guys? See what they did January the 6th. They did not call out. If that would have been black and brown people, everybody'd been dead. Yeah. I don't care, Tim Scott, Joe Biden, I don't care who you are. If that would have been black and brown people, because they gave you a warning with Kyle Rittenhouse. He shot, it was a Black Lives Matter protest. He shot 3 people and got off, and then was asked to become a clerk in Congress. They celebrate Carl Rittenhouse is making money from killing people. George Zimmerman is hailed as a hero for killing Trayvon Martin. And we still running around marching and protesting. I am so sick of marching. I am so sick of protesting. I'm so sick of this white system. It is the most corrupt system on the planet. It kills, steals, and destroys. It doesn't uplift none but a certain group of people. And again, it's our fault. What our time look like?
You have 17 minutes.
Again, guys, it's so important that we understand that if they want to pump more oil, they can. They're controlling that. Everything, when you see prices go up, because they don't want to raise wages, right? So if they raise wages, they're gonna raise prices. They don't have to do that. You kill the middle class, so now you're gonna have people feeding on each other, right? Things are gonna get worse. It's not gonna get better. This summer gonna be a hot mess. And then you have men and women that look like us. And my biggest gripe today, guys, and again, my brother, he brought up the topic about understanding why these Africans are in Ukraine. Well, they're there to get a cheaper education. Many of them, too, have been bought into the system or the cultural conditioning that white is right or white is better. Many of them have a disrespect for, especially Americans of African descent. They really despise us, and so we conflate the two. The other day, Smokey Robinson was on The View talking about he don't want to be called an African American. He's 90 years old. And have you ever heard or seen Smokey at any kind of rally or event when it comes to black people with his light-skinned ass? Have you ever seen him stand up or put his neck, and I ain't hating on him, talented brother, but have you ever seen him put his reputation on the line? He white as they can come. He's always been light-skinned. Back in the day, he wanted to be white. And I think it's appalling because we get mixed information. When we get mixed information, when you don't have a baseline of knowledge, anybody can tell you something, right? And you believe it. And most Americans, I don't care if you got a PhD, most Americans are uneducated. They are extremely uneducated. They have no concept of the world. They have a concept of a box. And if you look at the world through America, you are screwed up. And that's why we keep doing what we keep bumping into each other, right? We keep crashing into each other because we have no outside baseline, because this country, to a greater degree, has been weaponized to control our thinking, black and white. We have been led to believe that we are on top of the mountain and everybody is beneath us, when we are the worst. First of all, country stolen, genocide. Then you take some people that was minding their own business and you bring them over to build your country, and then you imprison and kill them as for entertainment. Because that's what they do. We are entertainment to white people. Black bodies are entertainment to white people. They exploit us, our women. Our men marry these white women. Our men, these athletes marry these white women, and then once they get broke, they take them for everything. Tiger Woods have never boned a black woman. Tiger Woods have never had sex with a black woman. That's insane. The most beautiful creature on the planet is a black woman. Every woman on the planet, I don't care what color they are, want to be black. They want their booty, they want their breasts, they want their lips, they want their walk, they want their color, they want their swag, right? Because it's one thing about a black woman. Say what you want to say. You know, some old guy said this, man. He said that a black woman is the most fierce human being on the planet. A black woman is one of the most fierce and smartest human being on the planet. And we as black men have done a disservice to our women. We have broken them and destroyed them. Because we don't know, why would a woman follow me and I don't know where I'm going? I'm a pimp. I'm a preacher. I'm I'm boning all the sisters, right? Then what that do? What would that do to the psyche of my wife and my daughters, right? And then on top of that, I'm transgender, right? So I was born a boy, but now I want to be a girl. And you get mad at me because God or nature, don't say God, just say nature, and then animals. And you see how animals live. You don't see boy elephants boning boy elephants. You don't see boy giraffe boning boy, you don't see that.
What nature?
And then,
I said nature.
Nature, right. You don't see that kind of behavior. That's insane, and that's unnatural. That is not the nature of our creation. If we are designed to procreate, if you got two boys boning each other, where the baby gonna come from, y'all? You got two women licking on each other. How we gonna, what's, make it make sense? And then you get mad, you say LGBTQWWPW got more rights than black and brown people. Gay people got more rights than black and brown people. Look, they passed the Chinese hate crime and have not passed the George Floyd, the lynching bill, voting rights bill, reparations, none of that. But they made sure that they took care of the Chinese, hate crime for Chinese. They did that bipartisan. Everybody said, oh yeah, protect the Chinese. Because the Chinese got power. They work together. We'll kill, steal, and destroy each other. We're telling on each other. We literally tell on each other. 50 years later, brother get out of prison. They let the brother out. He was complicit in Malcolm X's death. Even he should be dead. But he went to prison for 50 years, guys. Did not kill Malcolm. Didn't kill him. They lied and said he did. 50 years later, y'all. Make it make sense. And again, it's our fault. Because we keep want to say, let justice be done, when the justice system and the Constitution are clear. 1857, the Dred Scott decision says, white people in this country does not have to respect anything a black person do or say in a contract, walking down the street, in any kind of relationship. White people don't have to respect or honor, do not have to cross the street, do not have to speak, do not have to acknowledge that this black person is equal to them. The Dred Scott decision made that decision. It has never been overturned. And then they doubled down on it, right? And then you suck Bill Clinton's balls, and he was one of the worst presidents. Barack Obama destroyed us. We ain't had no president has ever stood up for black people. And then you got what Andrew Johnson did after Lincoln. He just destroyed the 40 acres and the move. And then all these other Europeans, all these other ethnic groups was allowed to come over here and get a baseline property, free property, which they got today. And then black people in 1863 would say, oh, okay, y'all free, but if you get caught or charged with a crime, you're enslaved again. Wasn't that a classic? In 1970, United States, I got to drill down on this. In 1970, the United States spent $200 million on the prison system. Today is over $300 billion. That's job security. In 1990, there were 64 billionaires in America. Today is over 600 billionaires. And not one of them are black. You can play with your Oprah Winfrey's and your Robert Smiths and your Jay-Z and all that comical stuff, but they had no power. Tyler Perry and them don't have no power. Then you coming out with this new Medea. See, that's how they trick us. They give you Medea, and you run and you celebrate that ignorance. A man dressing up, and you call that art and entertainment, right? And we are being exploited every day because we don't know our real history. We are ashamed of the reflection in the mirror. Michael Jackson hurt me. When he died, I didn't drop a tear. I used to love Michael Jackson. He wanted to be white so bad. And them kids, them white people, them parents lied and said that man boned them. And then it come out, I already knew he didn't bone the babies. And, at least he wasn't that crazy. But even he turned his whole self white, y'all. You see what the world do to us? The world drives us crazy, drove Michael Jackson crazy. It broke his heart what they did to him. Then Janet Jackson documentary the other day was talking about how their relationship, they were tight. And then she didn't have no relationship with him no more because he went insane. Anytime you turn your body, disfigure your body, just like Jada Pinkett, and I just love this woman. She got her face done too. Vivica Fox and Lil' Kim and them. What is wrong with our women when your big nose and your big lips and your natural booty? That's what we love. All this imagery y'all doing, all this fixing something that ain't broken. All you men running around here, black fingernail polish. Your hair look a mess. You wearing a dress. You and Jeezy Easy. Hey, listen, if I had it my way, Kanye West need to die. He is part of the problem. Along with most of these rappers. When you ain't rapping about nothing of integrity, how are you going to be talking about dope, killing, and stealing, and destruction and think that's art? A lot of these new rappers, you can't, even Drake, I can't stand Drake. He's like you retired. Who talks? And y'all think that's talent? Y'all some idiots. Y'all ain't just talking about Curtis Mayfield or some Marvin Gaye. or some OJs talking about lifting up the world. Wake up, everybody. Wake up, everybody. What's going on, man? Curtis Mayfield. We people who are darker than blue. Earth, wind, and fire. Devotion. Head to the sky. You think about war. Four-corner room, man. George Clinton, P-Funk, Flashlight. Listen, man, take it to the stage. What? Maggot brain. You listen to the words of maggot brain. It's talking about today, y'all. Y'all listen to the words of maggot brain. It is talking about what's going on today. You listen to the lyrics, man, of the Manhattans, Dramatics. Don't get that twisted, man. Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. Our sister Tina Marie. What they were given, respect, Aretha. Respect yourself. Have dignity for yourself and one another. Lift yourself up. You don't have to be a doormat. You are not an animal. You are a God-created, gifted, intelligent, amazing human being that was placed here to do amazing things. And you let somebody else dumb you down, steal your writing credit. You don't even own your masters. And you got Lil Wayne looking like a total insane, and Skip Bayless talking about he love him. Skip Bayless on Undisputed is a white racist supremacist. I can't stand him, call him out. The first jockeys, when y'all think about, and what's getting ready to come up, Kentucky Derby, the first jockeys, the first cowboys, the first everything was black. White people did nothing in this country, y'all. Black people did everything. That's what's wrong with y'all. You don't know your history. Black people have done everything. We created civilization. We created writing, word, health. When you think about surgery, astrology, planning, food, crop, everything you can imagine, guys. Understanding the human body, that's black people, y'all. We created religion. We created religion. It wasn't no Jesus, no Christian mess. Even wasn't no Allah mess. It was in relationship with the universe, y'all. It wasn't no cut. You didn't have no middleman. You talk right with God. You didn't need I didn't need no cut man in the corner to talk to God. We weren't rolling like that. Amin Ra, Imhotep. The richest man in the world, before I close out, to date, Mansa Musa. If y'all want some real history. The richest man in the world was a black Mali king called Mansa Musa. To this day, y'all, he had so much gold, he gave it away and destabilized the whole world for 10 years. Gave it away. He didn't trick nobody with it. He didn't try to, I'm going to give you a little crumb here, just like I'm going to give you some rocks of crack cocaine and you don't give me some sex. No, he gave the gold away. He made a Hajj to Mecca. And then his country, and again, once them white devils found out about it, what did they do? They ran up in there and destroyed that country, y'all. Because that's what they do. That is what they do. Everywhere these devils go, they kill, steal, and destroy. They don't want to share. They don't want to be fair. They don't want to be honest. They do not want to love. Like you say, these congressmen and senators right now are celebrating Putin. Fox News is a propaganda channel. Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, Donald Trump, all them people, again, must go. And it's time out for black people. We got to shut it down, guys. I am asking you guys, start hollering at these athletes to stop playing their sport. Yes, they're going to lose money. So that's sacrifice. When you talk about sacrifice, you got to give something up. You think Jesse Washington in 1916 was lynched and burned, set on fire. 10,000 people came and watched. Don't get me started. Emmett Till, Sojourner Truth. Don't play with me. Sacrifice. You think about Marcus, Malcolm, Farrakhan was complicit. All of us was complicit in the death of our brothers and sisters. Fannie Lou Hamer. We all complicit when we ain't working together and telling on each other. So you can get mad, nation get mad, Christians get mad, Protestants get mad, Creflo Dollar get mad, Joel Osteen, TDJ stands for nothing. And y'all send them money.
Right.
Okay, guys, I want to close out with letting you know that we'll be greeting students at Southwestern Monday morning at 7:15. I'm praying that our community will come out for that. We also will be working at Southwestern Tuesday and Wednesday. We have a mentoring program going over there with Ms. Holmes. And then we have our Rites of Passage program over there. We need some recruitment. We need you guys to come out and support Black Lives Matter so we can do some wonderful work in our community. And again, guys, we need to have open and honest conversation about how we can double down and do things for ourselves. Again, I'm Hubert. I'm the chairman of Black Lives Matter, Hubert Naeem Roberts. Again, I want to honor our brothers and sisters that's in Black Lives Matter. Nicole, Satara, Mr. Mick, Ron, Darius, and Mr. Robertson. Again, want to lift our brothers and sisters up. And again, guys, y'all get at me. My number is 810-394-4105, mentorroberts@gmail.com. Wakanda out. How's that, bro?
So